That night, Nick couldn't sleep. He opened his notebook to continue writing, but something strange caught his eye. A new sentence had appeared in his journal. "Leave the house immediately." It was written in his own handwriting, but he had no memory of writing it. Just then, he heard his daughter's voice calling out. He quickly turned around, but in the mirror, his reflection didn't move. Instead, it just stared back at him. Determined to find the source of his daughter's voice, he opened the study room door. To his shock, there was now a staircase leading underground. Nick cautiously stepped down into the dark passageway. A shadowy figure flickered past behind him. He pressed forward, walking deeper into the darkness. The floor was covered in old photographs, and ahead, he found his daughter's toy. A terrible realization hit him. His daughter was in danger. Turning his head, he suddenly saw her, lying lifeless in a small room. Panicked, he rushed over and picked her up, but it was too late. She had drowned. Nick refused to believe what he was seeing. He slapped himself, hoping to wake up from this nightmare. Desperate, he even smashed a glass bottle and cut himself. And just like that, Nick woke up in his bed. Everything had been a nightmare. Shaken, Nick started packing their bags. He was taking his wife and daughter out of this place. But as he packed, he glanced outside and saw his wife and daughter happily playing in the yard. Feeling relieved, he took out his phone to text his wife. That's when he noticed. She had two phones. What was she hiding from him? A sense of betrayal hit Nick. Furious, he confronted her about the second phone. The argument quickly escalated, and in a fit of rage, she drove away. Moments after she left, Nick opened his notebook again. Another new sentence had appeared. "It's too late to leave now." Suddenly, his daughter dropped a glass, spilling water onto the floor. Strangely, the water split into two separate streams. Then, events began replaying just like before. They measured the walls, realized the interior and exterior dimensions didn't match, and his daughter felt cold and ran inside to grab a jacket. But when she put on the jacket and opened the door to leave, she stepped into a strange, empty space. She wandered through a long hallway, and at the end of the corridor, she saw a bathtub. Meanwhile, Nick, waiting outside, grew restless. When he finally pushed open the door, his daughter was gone. All that remained was her jacket on the floor. Realizing something was terribly wrong, Nick frantically searched every corner of the house, but there was no trace of her. And then, the house itself began to change. When he opened a door on the second floor, he suddenly found himself back in the living room. It was as if the entire house had turned into a maze. To mark his path, Nick placed a chair in front of a doorway. But when he turned back, the hallway had stretched, and multiple new rooms had appeared. Nervously, he pushed open one of the doors. It led to the study room, and there it was, the same door from his nightmare. Nick was certain his daughter was behind it, but as soon as he stepped inside, the door slammed shut behind him. Meanwhile, his daughter encountered a strange old man. Terrified, she let out a piercing scream. Nick, still trapped outside, heard her cries. He kicked the door open, only to find himself back in the living room again. Looking around in desperation, he finally spotted his daughter at the top of the stairs. She was shaken but unharmed. He ran to her and held her tightly. Immediately, he pulled out his phone to call his wife, urging her to turn around and come back. No one answered. Desperate, he called the store owner, asking to borrow a car to escape. But the store owner's voice was eerily calm as he replied, "You can never leave this place."